Gamecocks a winner today in Charlotte, 35-28 over North Carolina State. Collyn Taylor joining me, Emerson Phillips, for post-game reaction here on Gamecock Central Radio. Collyn, South Carolina dominated statistically by NC State. You look at the final numbers. NC State outgained South Carolina 504 to 248. Time of possession, 36, almost 37 minutes for NC State to just over 23 for the Gamecocks. First down, 29-12 in favor of the Wolfpack, but South Carolina forces two key fumbles, and that kickoff return for a touchdown by Deebo Samuel to start the ball game turned out to be the difference.
Right, and I think that South Carolina is going to be more than happy to walk away a winner from this one. Offensively, didn't play as well in the second half after that big spurt, but they held on to the win, and they got some key stops when they needed key stops, and that's the recipe for success. Is you always want to have your biggest plays when you need them the most. South Carolina lucky today, and they forced a couple good turnovers.
Collyn, we talked all week about the battle on the line of scrimmage and how critical that would be. Gamecock run defense pretty sound today. In fact, very good, I would say. North Carolina State had just 89 rushing yards on 35 attempts. That's 2.5 yards a carry. Gamecocks didn't run it any better, only 33 yards on the ground for South Carolina. But again, the Gamecocks' ability to create some key turnovers and the special teams, we talked about this week as well, proved to be the difference. And the Gamecocks certainly happy to get this win, although I don't think anybody walks away from this game feeling like South Carolina is going to be a world beater this year. Still room for improvement, I would say.
Right, I think that, you obviously have to look at that passing defense as room for improvement. They were carved up through the first half and a lot of the second half. Once NC State got their feet under them after that 6-minute stretch in the third quarter. But yeah, NC State had their way offensively through the passing game. I think you really have to shore that up. Jam Williams seemed to get taken advantage of early. DeMarcus King didn't have his best game today. But I think that there's room for improvement there, and I think offensively, execution in the late stages of the game is another thing they're going to look at and try and better moving forward.
3 touchdowns today for Deebo Samuel, 5 receptions for 83 yards and 2 receiving scores, and that 97-yard return for a TD at the opening kickoff to start the ball game. Jake Bentley, 17 of 29 for 215 yards, 3 touchdowns and 1 interception. Rico Dowdle, 12 carries, 27 yards, and 1 TD. We did not see Tyson Williams in this game. Collyn, that was a bit of a surprise to me. And just 1 carry for A.J. Turner. It was largely Rico Dowdle on the ground.
Right. I think we all expected a little bit more of that, but Rico Dowdle had a pretty good game. He had 2 touchdowns, 1 through the air, 1 on the ground, and played pretty well. So I think that he's obviously running back going forward, and they're going to try to find more ways to incorporate A.J. Turner and Tyson Williams more in the run game. But it just wasn't their day-to-day. Rico had a pretty decent game.
Right, 2 catches for 51 yards and the TD for Dowdle, including that juggling catch on the wheel route that went for a TD in the first half for the Gamecocks. So, Collyn, we thought NC State would run the football, but the Gamecocks shut down the run. 35 carries, 89 yards for NC State, and that left Ryan Finley passing virtually the entire game. 64 attempts in this game. He threw for 415 yards and 2 touchdowns. 45 completions for Ryan Finley, but not enough for NC State.
Right, I think that South Carolina is really going to focus on that going forward. The cornerbacks look somewhat exposed today. There's obviously a lot of room for improvement. You want to see some improvement from week 1 to week 2. But they're going to have their hands full with Missouri next week because they're a very, very good offense.
All right, NC State's got Marshall at home next week. South Carolina heads to Missouri. Missouri scored 72 points against Missouri State today. Collyn Taylor joining us from Bank of America Stadium. Collyn, I know you're headed to the postgame presser. Thanks for your time.
Thanks so much.
That's Collyn Taylor, Gamecock Central staff writer. South Carolina, a 35-28 winner today in the season opener over North Carolina State. Gamecocks were a 5-point underdog, but find a way to get it done today in Charlotte. Thanks for being with us on GCR.